Thanks for dropping in. Puzzles are a big deal on this channel. After all, the project that started me down this path was the treasure chest puzzle box. But I haven't shared a completely new puzzle for quite some time. So let's fix that. This is the Lunar Lighthouse puzzle box. It's looking a bit short because the lamp room has gone missing. The goal of the puzzle is to find that lost lamp room and return it to its rightful spot. Those seeking an extra challenge should also look for the hidden crescent moon that will adorn this top window. In this video, I'm going to reveal the secrets behind both of those mysteries. And next Monday, I'll release an assembly video, along with all the files needed to print your own lighthouse. If you'd rather solve the puzzle yourself, skip both of these videos and direct your nearest 3D printing friend here so they can make a spoiler-free copy for you. With that warning aside, let's tackle this puzzle. The exterior of the lighthouse is pretty simple, but after looking closer, you'll soon find three important elements that are key to solving this mystery. First is a very obvious gap between the windows. The lighthouse is two separate parts, being held together with some sort of latch. The next item of note is the lower window, which is open to reveal a full moon and a vertical line. The small frame isn't very finger-friendly, so while you could try poking around, it's not a promising solution. The final key is the curious cutouts that run all the way around the lighthouse base. Some of these are very rigid, and others have a slight wiggle. But this square on the side, it slides into the base without any effort at all. This reveals a long curved bar that can be completely removed. With this bar gone, more sections of the base are now free to slide. Specifically, these two buttons on the back of the puzzle. These act as a toggle mechanism, something I've used a lot in my fidget designs. Unfortunately, pressing these back and forth randomly isn't going to get us anywhere. The trick to this puzzle is that these buttons will only help when the lighthouse is in several key orientations. Starting with the buttons in a neutral position, turn the lighthouse upside down. Along with a lot of other noise, you should hear a small metallic clunk. This is the sound of a steel pin falling from the base into the next level of the lighthouse. While keeping the lighthouse upside down, press the right button. That's right from the point of view of the solver. The buttons toggle, and you may hear another faint metallic sound. That's the steel pin moving even further through the puzzle, and it's now in a position to do something really cool. Press the left button all the way in. This is going to go past the neutral position. There will be a little extra resistance and a louder click than before. If you flip the lighthouse right side up and look at the bottom window, you'll see that the full moon has become a gibbous moon. If tracking moon phases isn't your thing, you may have noticed that the single vertical line from before is now two lines. I'll repeat that step once again so you can see the moons as they switch. Between these two phases is a possible blank frame. You'll only see this if the toggle mechanism was left at a neutral state. This is a puzzle trap, but it's not a very mean one. Just simply returning the lighthouse to an upside down position and pressing the toggle further will advance it to the gibbous moon as expected. At this point, you've probably figured out that the moon phases are a sort of progress meter. We're going to move all the way from a full moon to a new moon. But before we can advance further, we need to get these toggle buttons back to their earlier state, and this is key, without undoing the progress we just made. This can only be done when the lighthouse is right side up. In this position, the metal pin disengages from the moon mechanism. So now we can toggle all the way to the opposite state, and yet the moon remains the same phase. Now all we have to do is repeat the previous steps. Turn the lighthouse upside down, toggle the switch all the way, flip the lighthouse right side up, check the window, and toggle the switch back all the way. At this point, nothing is holding the top of the lighthouse on, and it comes right apart. This reveals the hidden chamber and the missing lamp room. That's one mystery solved, but now let's find the crescent moon. For most of this puzzle, we were using the toggle switches to manipulate the moon phase, and ultimately that controlled this latching mechanism. With the lighthouse open, you can now reverse control that scheme. Rotating the latch switches the moon phases. Between the new moon and the full moon, there's a suspicious blank wall with some vertical cracks. If you line those cracks up with the side of the window and give the lighthouse a little shake, a false wall will fall right out. And yes, there's our missing moon. Let's put the false wall back and reset the puzzle. First by manually setting the moon phase. Then by rewinding the moon phases through the toggle mechanism. Next we'll return this curved bar back to its original spot. That keeps the toggle mechanism nice and locked. With the lighthouse back together, we can now screw the lamp room into its rightful spot. As for the crescent moon, this is a very small piece, so if you have children or pets that are likely to knock the puzzle over, I'd consider gluing it in, or keeping it in the false wall. For now, I'm just going to set it in the top window, and let the friction from that indent do the work of holding it in place. This lamp room was printed in a translucent filament, Protopasta Stardust, so I decided to pick up some extremely cheap LED balloon lights to give that lamp room some extra glow. Until the batteries run out, that is. As I mentioned earlier, the assembly video for this project will be released next week. While the build isn't difficult, there's a lot of different hardware and configuration options. Far too many to cover in a video that's already getting a bit long. So until then, happy printing and thanks for stopping by.